my name is Wendell Pierce. I play Antoine Baptiste in the new HBO series called Treme, set right here in my beloved, beautiful New Orleans, the place of my birth. It's good to be home. Treme is named after a very famous neighborhood here in New Orleans. It was the first neighborhood of free people of color. It was on a very special plot of ground in Treme where captured Africans could listen to the music of the European brass bands, and they combined those two sounds into jazz. Pa turned into pa boom 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 off of Esplanade in the French Quarter, but here in the Faubourg Marigny, and it's called Frenchman Street. That's where the natives come to listen to music and have a good time. So it's a Snug Harbor, one of my favorite jazz clubs. A lot of straight ahead, a lot of good music. Then DBA is a little further down. A lot of great music. Food in New Orleans goes hand in hand with the music. Food and music, you can't beat it. When you come to New Orleans, you got to try shrimp Creole and crawfish étouffée, and definitely gumbo. It's a great gumbo at a place called Olivier's, right across from the House of Blues, which is also a great club to hear music. Olivier's is one of the most authentic Creole restaurants around, and have a wonderful gumbo triplet. Seafood, and chicken, and filet gumbo, which is ground up sassafras leaves baked into the stew of gumbo. It's great, and there's a great rabbit there, if you like rabbit and wild game. So, God, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. History, good and bad, goes hand in hand here. And when you go to Treme, there's a beautiful church, St. Augustine's Church, which was built right there in this neighborhood of free people of color by slaves, actually, practicing a religion that those who taught it to them were disgracing even, but they still have faith. It's a beautiful old church, and right across the street from it is the Backstreet Cultural Museum, which is a place that kind of archives the Mardi Gras Indian suits and the second line suits and all of the regalia that goes along with our street culture of the second line, which is an honor that you bestow on someone at the time of death in a jazz funeral. The first line is the family grieving, and the second line are the people that come behind. And you go to the cemetery in a dirge, and you come back with a celebratory dance and parade, and that's called the second line. And then also, there's social aid and pleasure clubs here, which came about in a time when people of color couldn't buy burial plots or couldn't get insurance. And so we put together this social network of social aid and pleasure clubs. And that goes hand in hand with the culture. People understand the pleasure, having a good time and dancing, but there's also a social network where if your mother took sick, the pool of money would be used to make sure you pay for the hospital bill. Or if your father died, they would pool their money together and make sure you paid for his funeral and you honored him with one of those jazz funerals. So understand that the culture of the second line that you see coming down the street it grows out of self-sustaining neighbors and families who loved each other. And that's what culture is, the merger of people intersecting with life itself. That intersection is culture, how we deal with the journey.